Hello, and welcome to my first endeavour into reviewing something that isn't a film, but I figured, given what this is, I figured, why not? Let's review it. Today I am reviewing none other than the spin-off TV show of this very film here, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, so basically the summary of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in general is that Agent Coulson, who, spoiler alert, died in the Avengers Assemble, he died, but he's back, he's alive in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And it's up to him and his team to kind of, sort out any superhero shenanigans that S.H.I.E.L.D. needs sorting out. That's basically the overall summary of the show. But since it's a TV show, the plot of each episode changes. But I'm reviewing episode 1. So basically, the plot of that is Agent Coulson is back, he's assembled his team, and he is trying to track down and help out this guy who has been... he's volunteered himself as an experiment to try out Extremis, which is a chemical that is used in Iron Man 3, in case you haven't seen it. And it's basically them trying to stop him from exploding and killing lots of people. Anyway, in a brief summary of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I am very mixed about it now. The days leading up to when it aired on Friday, I was super pumped for it. I was really excited to try and see what they were going to do with it, what characters they're going to bring in, what sort of ties and relations it was going to have with the other films. And it was such a letdown. I'll start off with the positive things. It's a cool idea. I like the idea that I think the idea of having, sort of like how could you put it? Kind of having like a backup Avengers, really. So while the Avengers and Hulk, Thor, Captain America are all busy fighting whoever, I think it's cool to see the sort of backup team doing their thing. That's a cool thing I like. Agent Coulson, played by Clark Gregg, he's a really cool guy. I like Coulson a lot. He's kind of the sort of, guy we kind of relate to in the whole thing. Because he gets, if you haven't seen the Avengers, my first question is why, and secondly, basically he's kind of the person we're meant to relate to, because, you can't, just look at it. Super soldier, billionaire genius, god, rage monster, Samuel L. Jackson, and two other people. It's kind of, we can't really relate to them anyway, so Coulson is kind of the human element of it all for us to relate with. And it's cool to see him get more focus in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I like that. But other than that, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really doesn't have that much going for it at this point. I'm going to explain. All the characters except Coulson and Agent Hill, who also makes an appearance in this film, are just so typical. You've got your kind of serious person, you've got your kind of comic relief people, you've got your kind of veteran person. They're just so standard, such standard characters that you just care so little. The fact that they make one of them English and one of them is Scottish, the other one that is of Asian orientation, I guess that's them kind of mixing it up, but it's not working because they are just essentially the same characters as pretty much any other kind of team, like your Expandables or something. The budget Marvel Expandables, that's it, I've pretty much summed up Agent Coulson's team. So that them I didn't like, and like I said before, one of the things I was interested in was to see how the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was going to tie in with the other things in the Marvel Universe. They just throw so many references, so many callbacks to it. And I guess it kind of makes sense, because, in the Avengers there's a whole massive battle going on in New York City. So I can kind of see, things about that popping up in it, but just they're just trying to claw the watcher's interest back at them, saying, "Come on, we know all about this stuff. We're saying all this stuff about things that you've seen. Come on, please be interested in us." It really doesn't work. They're referencing things. They're using plot devices from films that a lot of people probably haven't seen yet. Like I mentioned, they're using extremis in this, which is from Iron Man 3. If you hadn't seen Iron Man 3, you'd have no idea what it is. It would just seem some stupid plot device the episode is trying to do to make the story go forward. And to be fair, it is a pretty dumb plot device to help the story go forward. I mean, there's pretty much such little originality in this first episode, is that it's staggering. Especially considering that Joss Whedon has had sort of a creative input in it. I mean, he's credited as one of the creators. I think he counts as one of the producers for it. I mean, I don't get it. You know, it's weird. So, this is a pretty brief review, really. It's got a good concept with a likeable lead character, but other than that, it's pretty standard. It's not really original as far as the story goes. The characters aren't original at all. Some of the effects look kind of dumb, and the ending was, I like to think of it as a reference to another film franchise, but it was just such a stupid one. I was just looking at it and thinking to myself, wow, this is the creative power of the people behind Marvel, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's it on full force. That's what you're doing. Okay, whatever. It's Back to the Future, by the way. They do the whole Agent Coulson's in this old car, which they've sort of updated, so it's like freaking Inspector Gadget's car, and it looks so weird because it flies and the wheels turn up like it's the bloody DeLorean. And I was looking at it and I was like, really? Fine, whatever, just screw this episode. So I do have hope for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I do think that it will pick up, and if it doesn't, well, it's a wasted opportunity, if you ask me. Altogether, I'm going to give Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Episode 1 2 out of 5 stars. Now, I will watch Episode 2, and if it's the same as this, I'll probably go 3 and 4. If it stays the way it is, with the dumb, uninteresting characters, same plot devices used from all the other Marvel films, with no originality at all, I'll probably stop watching it. If it picks up in any way, if it improves on any of the things I have a problem with, then I will continue watching it. So yes, I will continue watching the episodes. I will try and review all of them as they come, unless of course it gets cancelled, in which case I will review however many they made and released. So anyway, thank you for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it informative, and goodbye.